We are going to chat with Leonardo from Blasphemus. This is a gentleman that just turned 50 years old, started this new company called Blasphemus. It's in the agave category. It's not a tequila. It's not a mezcal. He's super passionate about it, and it's just a really cool story to listen to someone who, was in a completely different industry. Then his friend got him into mezcal, and then they've started this new company. So it's very interesting to see somebody just, kind of change their life and start this whole new category. So learn about these agaves. You're going to see them all over the place. Texas agaves, California agaves, Australian agaves, but Blasphemus is from Texas. So stay tuned and listen to a story. All right, Arte Agave podcast. I'm here with Leonardo from Blasphemus. So I think, one of the things that I want to know, and most people want to know, is, Blasphemus, is this tequila? Is this mezcal? What's happening here? And I think, before we get into it, let people know what Blasphemus is and then who you are.
Exactly. Well, that's a question we always have. And of course, Blasphemous is what we say is not a tequila and it's not a mezcal either, although, of course, we make it out of the agaves. But the thing is that since we are making this spirit in Texas, in the south of Texas, in a little town called Roma, of course, you cannot call it neither tequila or mezcal because that's only the denomination of origin in Mexico, no? First of all, that's the reason. But when we thought about this, making this spirit, making it in Texas, we decided not to go with the tasting of the regular tequila or a regular mezcal, but we decided to do a twist on it. So after the distillation part is done, we do some flavors, natural flavors, and then we finish the product in wood. So when you actually taste it, it will taste different from those tequilas and those mezcales.
Yeah. So why not a tequila? Why not a mezcal? Was there any certain reason why you just kind of keep it as an agave category? Like why didn't you lean one way or the other?
Yeah, the thing is that we think Mexico has already a lot of tequilas and mezcal, and it does support a lot to the market, to the world market, and they're doing very well. So since we decided to do something Texas style or in this in the States, we wanted to do something different. Like even though we say we're trying to create something, a new category, we're doing something in Texas. We are doing something disruptive. So that is why we decided to do this, a little bit different.
Nice. So you're calling it Texas style?
Well, yes, of course. First of all, we are from Texas, and that's why we said and we emphasize on that matter. No?
Yeah, I love that. And it's pretty interesting because, obviously I follow a lot of the agave spirits. I was a bartender in New York for over 20 years, and people always ask me, they're like, what is this other agaves that aren't tequila mezcal? What do you think? And I guess originally I was like, oh, that's not good. But then, and then I start thinking of cognac and brandy and champagne and Prosecco and sparkling wine. And I'm like, and then, I'm like, does it taste good? Do you like the people who are doing it?
Exactly.
To me, that's kind of all that matters. So it's very interesting of all the, the agave category growing, especially with here in America, California, Texas. I know Australia is starting to do some agave spirits. So it's just kind of taking over the world. Is it not? Like this agave category is just exploding all over the place.
Yeah, I've heard that the tequila industry has taken over the vodka industry already, no?
Yep.
So that tells us a lot about the big market that we have with the agaves.
Yep.
So we have agaves that grow wild in Texas as well, New Mexico and all those sides of the U.S. as well, and the rest of the world, like you already said, in Australia, they are doing big things over there, right? And of course, we have the other side in California. They are already producing, that is a Californian distilled spirit, but it's mostly made like the tequilas, no? They are trying to focus more on the tequila taste.
Right. So you got your own kind of category that you're going. How old is the company now?
Well, the company actually started selling products by the end of last year. So we're pretty new to the company, to the world. But this whole project started about 4.5 years So then COVID came and everything was stopped and that was delayed for a year. But I think that gave us more time to do things better. And well, we are now out.
Yeah. Yeah. So is it you? And I know there's some other people involved. So tell me about the team. Do you guys all know each other? Did you used to work together?
Well,
How did this
actually,
Blasphemous company come about?
yeah, this is a small team until now. Hopefully, we'll keep on growing. But basically, it's the founder that is called Eduardo Ocampo and myself, Leonardo Sanchez, the ones that are more focused into the company. And well, we have two or three other people in Texas as well. And that's we are friends from mid school, so that's
Really?
long ago. Well, we're not related, but we're friends, and we have been friends since many years. No,
Awesome.
so Eduardo is involved already in the mezcal industry from another company, and then that's how everything started. And we decided to do something on this, what I say, on this side of the river or the border in the States. And so we started, as I'm telling you, the project 4 years and a half ago.
Yeah.
If you want to know a little bit of the history of why we are in a little town that I don't know if you know it, that is called Roma, Texas.
No, please tell me, share.
Well, Roma is a little town of about 10,000 people that is, between McAllen and Laredo. You get McAllen or Laredo. Well, this is down south, down in the south of the border of Texas, no?
Gotcha.
So it's about, let's say, about a 4 hour drive from San Antonio, 5 hours drive from Austin, no? Where we'll be on the next October 14. So the reason we are there is because Eduardo's family, on the side of Eduardo's family, back in the 1700s, when this was not even Texas, not even Mexico, it was the New Spain. His ancestors 8 generations ago used to live in the Mexican side now in a city called Mier in Tamaulipas. And back then there was a Spanish general that divided all the south of this area into portions. And he told people, come on to cross the river and settle on that area, and you will have some portions of land. So Eduardo's family back in the 1700s were awarded 2 portions of land, and they settled on the south of Texas and started living over there. So what we say is they are part of the first settlers, at least in that region or the south of Texas.
Yeah. Wow. That's really cool.
It is cool. So when we were researching where to set up the distillery, we even went, of course, to Austin and San Antonio and visited all those places.
Yeah.
And suddenly, Eduardo's father told him, "Hey, remember in your mother's side, you have relatives down in the south of Texas, in the valley. Why don't you go there, take a look, and maybe it will be a good idea to be there, no, to settle there." So
Yeah.
that's what we did. We traveled on. We didn't know when we traveled out to the south back in April 2019. We arrived there, and suddenly this is like a little town that a kind of ghost town with a very significant historic buildings in the middle of the historic area in downtown Roma. These buildings are mainly were built back in the 1800s, and it has this vibe or this Texas type of haciendas buildings. So we got there, we saw these buildings, everything is like magical, like the vibe, the atmosphere, the branding that we have to what we are doing with Blasphemous. So everything made sense. And then we even have a history to tell now, which is very interesting. And the building where we are at right now, it's a building that is called the Manuel Guerra Store. This building was made in 1884. So you can imagine the vibe of the place. And everything was like they opened our eyes, and we immediately decided to be there. No?
Wow, that's really cool, man. That's a fun little fact. I love it. Yeah, because you're right. Most people would just be like, we got to be in Austin or we have to be in San Antonio. And you guys are just like, no, this is where his family settled, and this is where we're going to start this business. That's awesome.
It is awesome. It is really now that I've been there for almost 1 year already. Well, more than that because I started being living in Roma last in 2021 in February. So I've already been there most of my
Yeah.
1 year and a half, no, something like that.
So I mean, we're post COVID now. I mean, you guys started a new business. As we just talked about, there's a lot of tequila brands, a lot of mezcal brands. How's it going for you guys? Like, I mean, I guess this is technically year 1 or 2 for you, like just getting into markets. Like,
Exactly.
how
It
how
is.
how's it going?
Well, it is going. No, we already started, and it's very difficult to do or to try to cover a lot of markets. But we already working, of course, down in the Rio Grande Valley or RGB. Of course, at the distillery, we get a lot of people coming into the distillery. We never thought that they were going to come so fast, and
Mm,
well, we now have visitors. Every day, no, and it's
wow.
getting to be known around the area. Actually, from what I know, this is the only distillery down in the valley.
Yeah.
There's other breweries, but no, not spirits at all. So, and it's an attractive place. We have a patio, and it looks like all these old Texans with the buildings on the sides, these old buildings, and so it has like a attraction. It is a nice place to visit.
Mm. How
So,
how far away are you from Austin or San Antonio?
uh, well, San Antonio view, it's practically if you drive south from San Antonio all the way to the border, that's where Roma is, and it's a almost 4 hour drive.
Gotcha.
So it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. So, and we are already selling in some on-premises restaurants in San Antonio. Then we
Cool.
have other places, a few places now already opening in Dallas. And then actually I'm today in El Paso, Texas, and I'm moving today to Marfa. We
Okay.
are already selling in Marfa about 3 months ago at Cactus Liquors, which is very well known around the area.
Yeah.
It's also a very cool place to be at, a very cultural and this easygoing pace. So we are also in Marfa, and in this trip, we opened some other places in Odessa, Texas.
Mm. Okay.
So that's the way we're working, and we already have permits to start working in California, in New York, and in Florida.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
uh,
So yeah,
we
right.
have
So you're
to,
starting at home, starting with Texas.
exactly, it makes sense, no?
Yeah, of course, and then hit the big hubs. I see a lot of brands they just launch real quick and they try to get in as many states as possible, and you see them kind of falling off after a while. It's like have a little patience unless you're looking to sell your brand in like 4 years.
No,
Patience
well,
is
you
good,
never know what will happen, of
right?
course, but no, we know a little bit about the market since I told you we have this background in Mexico. So we know
Yeah,
these things take a while, and you have to be patient, and you have to, well, the investments that you made, we have to be very well targeted where to send those investments, no, to do
yeah,
the.
makes sense. What's your background? And before Blasphemous, what industry were you in? Were you in hospitality? Were you in business?
No, actually, this is quite strange. In my side, I was in the industrial part. I used to be a plant director back in Mexico. That we used to be. Well, we make steel pipes over there for gas and petroleum.
Okay.
So Eduardo, it's on the accountant side, no financial stuff, and but he entered the other mezcal business back then. So
Okay.
uh, we started talking about, I don't know, we started drinking mezcal about maybe 10 years by now. I used to drink tequilas and wine
Mhm.
and whiskeys, and suddenly I started drinking the mezcal because of Eduardo, and that's it for me now. Most of what I drink, it's mezcal, and nowadays, of course, Blasphemous, no.
Yeah.
So but as I told you, we started this 4 years and a half ago. So I spent a lot of time back in Oaxaca, Mexico, getting to know everything about the agaves from the seeds, no, planting the agaves, taking care of the agaves, and all the way to the production or making of the mezcal, always in a kind of an artisanal way, what we said in Mexico, in the region of Oaxaca, no. That's how we make this first step of Blasphemous, no, like it's made in Oaxaca.
Got it. So he kind of pulled you into this industry.
Yeah, that's right. And I guess I was already done with the industry, the steel pipe business, and I decided to why not start another thing at 50
Yeah.
years old.
And wait, how old are you?
50.
Wow,
50.
you look good, man.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Must be that agave.
Well, a lot of agave and taking care of ourselves, huh? Some
Yeah,
exercise and that kind of thing.
exactly, exactly. I love that story. It's like I'm 46. I've got a lot of older friends in the 50s, and some people just complain about life and they just keep doing the same thing and keep complaining.
Exactly.
But I love it when I see people that are like, I'm 50, brand new industry, brand new thing. Let's go for it. Like, I mean, what
Ex-
I don't know how you felt, but like when I was younger, I thought when you were 50, you were dead. I was like, it was a
of course,
grandparent,
that is
right? Yeah,
exactly.
right. And now I'm just like 46. I'm like, no, I'm just getting started. Like, let's go, let's go. I've got lots of energy, and I think it's cool. I think it's cool that you've just switched and you're going all in on something new.
Exactly, and Eduardo is just half a year older than me, so we were actually the same age. And when we decided also to start this thing, we said, yes, let's do it right. Let's make it as big as possible. Of course, always focusing on the quality and being very special to the market. But we said we need to have fun. No, we're starting
Yeah.
something at 50 years old. Let's not overdo it, and let's try to have fun on the way to success. Let's say that.
Yeah. So where do you think you get that mindset? I mean, like I said, I have some friends that just I know they just keep living in a whatever world kind of way. But like where does this come from that you're like, listen, I'll try something new? Is it family or friends or
But
parents or
yes, I,
who's
I
kind of put
think
this in your head?
on both sides, of course, Eduardo, it's let's say that word is difficult, but entrepreneur, no, he's an
Hmm.
entrepreneur, and on my side is as well. The company I used to work, it's a family company, it's a good business, and it's on my father's side. There's always that try to do something new, always try to do not to be on the safe side, no,
Yeah, I like that.
uh, and producing, no? At the end of the day, it's part of also offering jobs, trying to work with the area, with the community. Uh, it's a set of mind that you have, no? Not everybody has it. We know that, but
Yeah,
I think we have that. That's
yeah,
to keep on pushing. Although we're already 50 years old, but we already have talked. How many years do you think we have? We still have of good production years.
right.
And well, I told Eduardo, oh, maybe to 75. He told me maybe to 70. So we have at least another 20 years, I guess,
Yeah,
that we can push
that's a
hard and
long
do.
time.
It is a long time, no? So
Yeah,
it's we're still going, and what I can tell you on my father's side, he's 84 years old, and he's still he's working every day,
mm,
and he has his things, and he's moving around. Of course, not as
right.
active as before,
Yeah.
but for me, keeping the way you keep yourself alive is doing things. No,
Yes.
not to retire and go sit and
Yes.
watch TV for the rest of your life until you're dead. No, that is boring.
I 100% agree. And people ask me that all the time. Like, when are you going to retire? I'm like, retire and do what? Like, yeah, like you said, watch TV. Like, I have some neighbors. They're like, oh, I'm looking to retire at 55. I'm like, what are you going to do for 30, 40 years? Like, you're just going to just relax and chill. Like, that's cool for a weekend for me. But then I got to get back out
Exactly.
and do something.
So this is an opportunity to keep on doing things, and of course, being now in the hospitality business, you get to travel a lot, and you get to visit really nice places, restaurants, bars. No, the same industry is pretty awesome. You get to know a lot of cool people, the education they have, all the background. So it's like beginning something new, you feel young, like
Yeah.
back in the 20s, no?
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
have kids? Do you have kids?
Yeah, I have kids. Actually, I have a kid that is 20 years old, and then I have twin girls that are 18 years old.
Wow.
So of course I didn't move. We moved from Mexico into the US, but they didn't come to Roma. They were gonna kill me. So they are living in San Antonio actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So
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 do you instill that mindset of not playing it safe, or are you a helicopter parent? Like how do you roll with your kids?
no. Well, they really know what we are doing, and they're involved in what we're doing. They know where the distillery is. Oh, my son Leonardo sometimes helps me down here. He comes down here, and he knows the trend. He knows how to distill. So,
Cool.
uh, no, I guess you well, what we do as parents is tell them keep on going, trying to do new things. I guess we are not telling them to be the kind of people that will work 9 to 5 every day of their life until they retire and that's it. On the contrary, try to always to look for something new, try to grow, no, be
Yeah.
successful. And since we have made, well, since I have made this change in my life, also try to be happy or try to do
Mm.
fun things, no, try to have fun in what you're doing.
Yeah.
Don't settle for something that you don't like.
Yeah. There
That
you go. That's beautiful, man. You have for a 50-year-old entrepreneur, you have a great mindset, man. So like,
oh, thanks so
yeah.
much. Well, that's what it's in my mind, of course. And right now we have a lot of energy. We need to do, and we're doing a lot of work on it, and we're putting a lot of time into it. But really, we are enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, no? And they
That's
can
awesome.
see it.
Are you
I guess my kids feel it as well.
Yeah, well, I think you're right there. I think they're gonna feel that energy because I'm the same way with my daughter. I have two daughters, 8 and 11.
Okay.
And it's the same way that, you know, they can feel that energy off of you. And I always tell other parents, I'm like, your kid is a mini you, whether you like it or not. It's a mini you.
Exactly.
So if you're high stress, high anxiety, high whatever, your kid's gonna get that too. So it's like
Exactly.
they're gonna feel that energy. If you come home, you're positive, and you know, me being an entrepreneur, starting a business as well, that like I always wanted to come home and have energy for my daughters, because otherwise they're gonna feel the stress. They're gonna feel that I'm working my butt off and making no money. You know, I didn't want to put that on them. So yeah, I was always trying to be as positive as I possibly could, so that energy would go on to them, and they're not a high stressed, high anxiety kids.
Exactly. I think that is what it's what's happening to me. No, in this job, it was getting to be very stressful, and I
Hmm.
wasn't having fun anymore. No, so
Right.
we started talking about this business or this blasphemous thing. It made sense to go on the well, to risk yourself and start something new. But it's going well. Of course, we have to make this work, but I think we are on the right path to do so.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you at home, or are you in a hotel room right now?
No, actually, today I'm in El Paso, as I told you, in a hotel room,
Yeah.
because this was the best place to be at, and without any other people moving around.
Yeah.
And as I told you, today I'm moving to Marfa, and
Yep.
we're going to this Transpecos Festival of Music and Love. It's called in
Cool.
Marfa. So we will be doing some tastings on Thursday and Friday.
Wow. Yeah. So I mean, 50-year-old entrepreneur, a lot of hotel rooms. Are you constantly
Yeah,
traveling around? Yeah. Right.
yes, we
Right.
have to, no. But
Yep.
that was before. I always travel life a lot, so it's not
Right.
something I haven't done. No, I
Yeah.
lost you.
Yep. I want to make sure you're still there. Can you hear me? I think you might have frozen up. Leonardo, can you hear me, buddy? And we will try to get Leonardo back. My friend is frozen. Let me see if I can remove you and bring you back. Leonardo, let me know if you can hear me, if you can maybe log out, log back in. Yeah. All right. We'll probably edit this out, but if not, we might leave it in. Really cool. I'd love to hear somebody even older than me that just started a new business, new entrepreneurial spirit. It's really cool. If you're one of the older ones out there, don't settle. Don't be mad. Don't hate your job, hate your life. Go do something about it. Go change it up. Go start a business. Go get a new hobby. Go get creative. Be like Leonardo and change past at age 50. I mean, if you're watching this on video, this man has been smiling for the last 30 minutes when he talked about the new job, when he talked about his kids. All he's doing is smiling. So he's pretty happy whether this company works out for him or not. He's pretty excited. Let me see. I think we got him back.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I'm probably was the hotel Wi-Fi, but I changed to the phone. Sorry.
All good. You're back.
Yeah. So yes, I am in a hotel, as you know.
Yeah. So now we know you're in a hotel using hotel Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I travel all my life, so it's not a problem for me hitting the road, no. But we are doing it by car, and you get to know a lot of places and to see the desert here. The views are overwhelming. They're beautiful. So
yeah,
it's fun. It is fun.
That's cool, man. So you're you're on the road. You're selling the Blasphemous. Tell me about. You said there's different flavors. Tell me about the different types of Blasphemous.
Well, yeah, actually, what we do, I don't know if you already saw the bottle, but I have the bottle over here.
Yep.
So we actually have 3 expressions. It's 7, 11, and 17. So each one of the expressions is a different type of agave or species of agave. So what the numbers mean, actually, what we try to tell people with these numbers is 7, it's for this angustifolia agave, which is the espadín. You already may know that. Most of the mezcales nowadays are made out of this espadín or this angustifolia, and it takes around 7 years to grow. Then for 11, we use this agave called potatorum, and that what takes about 11 years to grow. And finally, Americana for the 17, it takes around 17 years to grow. Wow. So each agave, depending on the species, of course, you will get a different type aroma and flavor of the distilled product at the end of the day. No, it's just like grapes. Depending on the agave, you will have another type of flavors. So this is what we do. What we want to tell people is that these agaves take a lot of time to grow, and you have to be patient with the agave. Have a lot of patience. You have to take care of them during these years, but also that the plant itself, while growing, it's gathering information for all around the environment, and that's how the plants get their character or their flavor at the end of the day. No, so. That's what we are trying to tell people with these numbers, that the plants are actually aging alive. No, this is not something. Of course, nowadays in the tequila market, for the Blue Weber, they are harvesting even before those 7 years, 5 years, even less, because it's so huge that they need to be fast on that way. But it also takes around 6 to 7 years to grow. No, in Jalisco.
Yeah, got it. So you're talking more natural flavors than
it is not. Yes, exactly. Yep. And then we do the distillation part, as I already told you, in the same way that we do a mezcal in Oaxaca, let's say that. But we do run it 3 times through the steel copper. It's the ones that we use you usually see in Oaxaca is the ones that we have over here in Roma. We imported them from Mexico. And after that, what we do is add some natural flavors that we say it comes from the cookbooks or flavors that we saw in the cookbooks of the family back in the 1800s. We got some of those ingredients. Everything comes directly like it came from the source or the ground. We add these flavors into the blend, and at the end of the day, and then we finish the product in wood. But we don't use barrels or cask. What we do is add these tips of wood into where we are doing the blending, no, the container that we're going to doing the blending, and the wood it stays there only for about 6 weeks, and it's only for finishing purposes, and that's enough for the wood to deliver the aroma and the taste of what we want, no? And then we take the wood out, and the product is finished from start to end. To when it's bottled, it's around 13-14 weeks that we take to do Blasphemous.
Got it. So this is a completely new thing. This is, I mean,
no
one's doing what you're doing here.
No.
Yeah.
So as I told you, we really did something like a new category on itself, no?
Yeah.
So this is on the side of the types of agaves I already told you, and we also play a little bit with the woods. So we don't use the same wood for the three expressions. We use a wood called amburana, which is from Portugal, and this for the expression number 7. And this is wood that is more on the sweet side. It has some spiciness to it, like a little cinnamon. So it goes on the sweeter side, and it's people that take bourbons or whiskeys. They told us it looks a little bit on that area. No, they like it because of that. And then 11, that what we use for that one, it's American oak, and of course it's American oak because we are here in America. The American oak, as you may know, it's more kind of a neutral wood, so it doesn't add a lot of it. It will not change the flavor of the still product
is it
as
a new
much.
Is it a new oak barrel, or is it?
It's always new. What we use is new. The amburana, it's light toasted. The American oak, it's medium toasted. And then for the 17, we use French oak, and that one is heavy toasted. But everything is new. So for the Potatoro, which is the 11, it's more on the citrusy side. It's more fresher. It's very well balanced on the mouth. And then finally for 17, which is the Americana, it's a more floral plant. It is more present, so you will taste the flavor of the plant a lot. And the French oaks just give it a little, like they have told us, some velvety, like very smooth. Some people even told us this looks like maybe a brandy or like a cognac. No, they tell us this one you need to just take it neat. Don't do anything with it. And so the three of them, actually, you can just sip them, and they are pretty good for that, no?
Yeah,
we don't have any sugars or added syrups. We don't use any kind of yeast or chemical. So everything really, it's like it came from from nature, no?
I like to hear that. I'm very disappointed when I find out that somebody added a ton of sugar or agave syrup to my tequila.
No, and that will give you a hangover, right?
Yeah, and that I could tell too, because I've been out before. I've learned the hard way. I've been out with some people. They just gave me some sort of tequila, and I don't drink a lot. Like, you know, I'm a 2, 3, 4 max kind of person, and I can usually feel fine the next day. But I've gone out with some friends and had 3 or 4, and I'm like, man, I feel terrible right now.
Exactly.
To my system. So good for you. And I love, you know, like I said, that's one of the things I tell people about these new categories coming out. I said, do you like it? And are they doing it the right way? Like, it's all that really matters, you know? So it's like, to me, there's so many brands that are just pumping colors and sugars into these bottles. And, you know, to me, like, if you're so-called mezcal or tequila, but you're doing this, that's what I don't gravitate towards. I like just something more natural. So I could stand behind that. So good. I love that. I mean, you're traveling around. How's the feedback been? How's the consumer feedback? And then, you know, bartenders are tough these days. What's the bartender feedback?
Yes, they are, of course. But the feedback in general, I can tell you, they like the product. And when you're talking to someone that already knows a little bit about the agave market, it's even better, because they really will give you their feedback, no?
Yeah.
But I always look at their faces when they are doing the first sippings, and you can tell really fast that they are like amused first, and they, oh, this is nice. It is pretty smooth. It doesn't burn or whatever. These are different flavors. Yes, this is not a tequila. It does feel, I can feel the smokiness to it. But yes, so the feedback is pretty good. It's pretty well. The
Yeah.
bartenders, they like it. And what they're, I guess it's becoming a trend also. Now I can hear it everywhere. They like to do old fashions with seven. It comes
Yeah.
along really,
That makes
really
sense.
good with old fashioned. We make Manhattans, and we make some Moscow mules, of
Mm,
course. With it, we use more the 11 for that one, because with the lime and the ginger beer goes pretty well. No,
yeah.
17. Everybody tells us, no, this one I wouldn't do anything to it.
Yeah.
That's just perfect to be drinking it. No,
Yeah. That's neat. So
so
that seven people are just kind of switching out bourbon cocktails for it.
Yes, exactly, because it has that sweetness to it. It's not as sweet as a bourbon, and it's not as strong. The three of the expressions, they are 80 proof or 40%
Mm,
ABV. So we are on the low part of a spirit, which is 40, no,
yeah.
and that's good. So people can have it. Sometimes the mezcales are 46, 47. They become pretty strong for some palates, no.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've been drinking the mezcal for about 10 years, you said?
Yeah, or maybe more.
Yeah. Have you
But
seen?
before that, I always drank tequila and
Okay.
wine. So no, I'm not a drunk, of course, but I always try to have good stuff and
Yeah.
high quality things, to taste what you're having, to really get the sense of the flavors,
Yeah.
and not mixing.
Have you seen much change in the agave industry over the last 10 years? Have you had your hand
No,
on the
well,
pulse, or what's been the difference?
no,
Or
well, well, you can see the numbers, no? This is
yeah.
just like going up exponentially, and it's not stopping. And
Yeah.
it's already when left, well, the tequila left the vodka behind. And the mezcales is, I think with the mezcales, the market is starting to grow now, no? It's
Hmm.
finally, I get like the states are finally getting that the mezcal is offering. And
Yep.
actually, mezcal offers a lot more than the tequila, no? Because the tequila, it's just one plant, and
Yep.
they have done everything to that plant. They have made it extra añejo, añejo, reposado. Now they are doing cristalinos, and now they are doing reposado cristalinos, and they are playing with it because
Yeah.
they only have one plant to work with, no?
Yeah. They're just using the barrels and then
Ex-
stripping the
uh,
color out of the barrels. Yeah.
Exactly. So they like to make something new. They are doing weird things. I
Yeah.
cannot say anything about
It's
the
a lot
tequila.
of aging differently, like or whiskey
Yeah,
barrels, Scotch barrels. They're just changing the flavor profile by aging. Yep.
exactly. But they only have one profile of plant, and that's it.
Right.
So with what I see of the people that are start drinking mezcales, they find out that suddenly you have a lot of different types of agaves, or the species of agaves. And well, in Mexico, they are doing well. You have species and subspecies. So now they're making mezcales out of maybe 50 or 60 different types of plants, no?
Mm.
And they're
Yeah.
doing blending of blendings of plants, and so you can work a lot with it, no?
Yeah.
And so I guess the mezcal is will continue growing without a doubt. I don't think it will be soon when it reaches the amount that the tequilas have, or the market that the tequila has, because it's still growing,
Yeah.
no? And but so it's that is why we entered this category, and we see that there's a lot of potential in the markets nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that was my biggest thing that I've seen is people just understanding what mezcal is. Like the American, like me as a bartender, a lot of people thought mezcal was new. It was a new category. And I keep telling people this because they were like, oh, what's this new thing, mezcal? And that's
No,
one of the reasons we started Arte Agave. I'm like, okay, we got to start educating this American consumer in the right way. And I don't think they had any clue what it is. And the one thing I will say about Americans is they do appreciate hard work. They do appreciate nuance, right?
Mm-hmm.
They love the whiskeys and they love the scotches, and they want to know something that's taken a lot of time and detail to put into it. And I think one of the reasons that mezcal is growing is because when people start to understand it, they're like, oh, okay, this is a plant that's taking 10 years, 12 years. There is so much that goes into it, the highlands, the lowlands. There's so much detail that goes into it. I think people are starting to really appreciate it, and they understand the cost behind it as well. Like I said, let's be honest,
Exactly.
You're not finding much cheap mezcal on the market. And I always tell people, like, if you find something under $16, I said, be careful, because you don't know what. I don't know who's able to if you're selling something for under $20, under $16, something is wrong somewhere.
It's impossible to reach those prices, believe me. And in Texas, we have this 3-tier system, and it's even well, the cost of the bottle is divided into 3, no, actually. So it's impossible to reach those prices if you don't do it with chemicals or other types of alcohol, no?
Yeah, so I think the American consumer is starting to understand the price tag and behind it and what they're getting, and I love it. I think that is, I mean, even the price tag on it is still growing exponentially, and it's fun to watch agave pass vodka. I think in New York, it's past vodka, past whiskey. It's the #1 selling spirit in all of New York. Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible, no? So it makes sense starting a business at 50 and trying to cover or take a little bit of that market, no?
Yeah.
And the American market is so big that if you just are focused, in some of the states and in a very specific target market, it's enough. You can really do well, no?
Yeah, I agree. It's exciting, and it's exciting that you guys are getting into it. So what else is going on with the team? I mean, I know you mentioned plans of growth in some of the major cities. Are you guys really thinking about the next 3 to 5 years? Or are you just kind of concentrating on Texas? And
as I already told you, of course, we want to make first of all Texas for Texas to work, no?
Yeah.
That you can go to Dallas and they know what Blasphemous is, that you can go to Houston, that you can go to San Antonio, of course, down there in the valley in McAllen, and well, that first of all to try to cover that Texas market, of course. And then, as I told you, we already have the permits to work in California, in New York, and in Florida. So those are the next step to, I guess, maybe next year we will start working on them harder with brand ambassadors and trying to get as many places as possible. And then probably we will go to Colorado, Illinois, which is also very important. There are very important markets, maybe Nevada. So we'll start from there, no? Try to look at the numbers and go to, of course, the markets that are growing more on the agave spirits.
Yeah. So just taking it incrementally, taking it slowly.
Yeah. We know this is, of course, this needs to be profitable, but we know that we have to take little steps at the time, and that way we will work. And we want this to work and to have it for a lot of years. So that's the way to do business, no? You're not making yourself rich in 2 days, never. That is impossible. Well, some people think they are.
Yeah. So we'll be, Arte Agave. We've been around in New York, DC, Atlanta. We're doing the Austin, Texas event October 14th. You guys are going to be there.
Yes.
Will I see you? Is there a plan to have the team there?
No. Of course, I'm going to be there.
Awesome.
Another 2 people of my team are going to be there. But yes, I will be. I will meet you in person, and I will be very happy to do so. And we have already read a lot of things about Arte Agave, and we have very high hopes to be there. And we will have this market to give the Blasphemous to them for them to taste, and well, that's the idea of being in these
Yeah.
events, no?
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
the exposure you have.
Cool. Yeah. And I love it. I mean, our crowd, I mean, it's my crowd, so I'm very biased, but like, it's a good, like I said, for us in the event, it's a hybrid of like, you know, there's some crazy wild fun parties, and then there's some just simple tastings. We're sort of that in between hybrid. So our crowd definitely comes in, and you get everyone, you're going to see it. You'll get everyone from the expert that I like to say that likes to stump the master distiller or stump the owner. They're going to ask you some crazy questions. And then you get people that just have no clue yet of anything. They're like, I like this. I like Casamigos. What else is there? So you get everybody in between, which I think is kind of cool. I don't like it when you have just one type of person that takes over the whole room. And, you know, I like the whole mix. I like it very welcoming. And so that's what we try to do with Arte Agave. We'll have, we have, you know, different food vendors there. We have different performances. We have other local entrepreneurs as well, people that are selling goods from Mexico. So you'll see it. It's a lot of education and a lot of fun all mixed into one.
No, we can see that from the pictures, and we are very hyped to be there. And of course, to have all these type of persons going through and tasting your product it's good for a feedback, no?
Awesome. Well, listen,
yeah, we are prepared for the very snobby agave connoisseurs, and it's always fun to be with them.
Yeah, it's always good. It keeps you on your toes.
I don't know everything,
right?
I don't know everything, but you're always learning.
Yeah,
but I know about my product, at least, no?
Right. Yeah, and that's the best way. I've been a brand ambassador, and when people ask me a question, if I don't know it, I just tell them I'm not too sure about that, so I don't want to give you.
Yeah, what we don't like to say is lies, no? If it's not, that's something we avoid totally. And if I don't know it, I don't know. I Google it, and that's it. No, it's easier.
That's a good thing to do. I've seen many people try to fake it. And then get caught out. And in this day and age, you're always recorded. You're always on camera.
Exactly.
So just tell the truth, and that's the way to go.
It's always easier to go by the truth, no?
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah, cool. Well, listen, man, I appreciate you taking the time today, and thank you guys for supporting Arte Agave, and we look forward to see you in Texas. And congratulations on this brand, and congratulations on being 50 and changing your life, going down a different road, man. It's very, very exciting, and it's really cool to see. And I hope the young people and the old people out there can listen to this and say, wow, I can do this too, instead of just going through life blindly.
No, thank you so much for your comments. And we are we are just about a few weeks and we will see each other in Austin. We will be very happy, and thank you for having us. This is a very special event for us to be at.
Listen, I'm excited. I'm not a big brand lover or hater. I like good people. I like fun entrepreneurs, and we love to have brands like yours there, something a little different to showcase. Like I said, I don't like it owned by one certain category. So we're excited. I'm excited to taste it. I haven't tried it yet, so
you will like it. I can bet on it. You will like it.
Love it. Well, Leonardo, thank you for your time, and I appreciate you doing this.
No, thank you so much for your time, and once again for having us at Arte Agave. And see you in a couple of weeks.
Thanks everybody for listening. Appreciate it.